Today I want to talk about the handsome, down under the sun devil himself, Joe Ingles. And before we start today's video, I want to hear if you're a Utah Jazz fan or if you're an NBA fan, what do you think of Joe Ingles? So let's get into today's video. And yes, Joe Ingles has been in the league for 7 years. Isn't that crazy? And he's part of the #1 record in the entire NBA with the pretty much the #1 team, you could argue, in the entire league. And I want to talk about the fact that, look, Joe Ingles, yes, he hasn't been starting this much year, and he's kind of been pushed out of the starting lineup. And there was a little bit of inconsistency to start the year, but he is back. And, he's on pace close to a 50-40-90 season. He's shooting 89% from the free throw line. He's shooting 46% from three on 5.5 attempts a game, and he has a 52% field goal percentage with 7.5 field goals a game, which is amazing. And people, I think, don't realize, if you're not a Utah Jazz fan, people don't realize how good of a playmaker Joe Ingles is. He is one of the most underrated passers in the entire league. He's one of the better passers in the entire league that isn't a point guard. And what he does for this team is what people saw. So when Blake Griffin just got bought out, one of the reasons why they have the Nets going there is because of Blake Griffin's playmaking ability, and people rave about Blake Griffin being a good passer, and now that Julius Randle is a good passer, Joe Ingles better than both of them at passing. And his career high in assists was 5.7 2 years ago, but right now he's doing 4.5, and he's only doing this in 26 minutes a night. And he goes out there and he takes the high percentage shots. He takes shots that he knows he's going to make every time. Every shot he shoots, he knows he's probably going to make it. And everything else he does, yes, he isn't getting a steal a game like he did in what you could say was his prime between 29 and 31 years old. He is 33 years old, so his defense he isn't the plus defender he once was. Like, I never saying he was an amazing defender. He just wasn't an absolute black hole on defense. And I'm not saying that he is a black hole and he's that bad at defense. He's just kind of, when they put him in, you got to have a few better defenders out there to make up for Joe Ingles' lack of defense. But he is such a good role player, because when you take out, he's part of the players on this team that one of the reasons why the Utah Jazz are so good is that they have 6 guys scoring double-digit points, and Joe Ingles is that 6th guy with 11.5. Rudy Gobert has 14. Bojan Bogdanovic has 15, Mike Conley 16, Jordan Clarkson 17, and 24.7 for Donovan Mitchell. So what that shows is when Bogdanovic comes out of the game, or when Clarkson comes out of the game, or if Royce O'Neale is hurt or not, or if he's not in the game, you can put Joe Ingles in there and he works perfect, because the starting lineup we have seen lately has been a Jordan Clarkson, Donovan Mitchell, not Jordan Clarkson, I'm sorry, Jordan Clarkson doesn't really start for them. I'm sorry. No, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, we've seen Bogdanovic, Rudy Gobert, and Royce O'Neale has been the usual starting lineup. And you take out Royce O'Neale or Bojan Bogdanovic, and I know it's not Bojan Bogdanovic, and you got Joe Ingles working right there. He's such a good player. He's the bread butter. He's the Swiss Army knife of this team. Every team has a Swiss Army knife. It's either a defensive Swiss Army knife who does everything well and is a mediocre shooter, or you have a really good shooter who does everything okay or above average. And that's what Joe Ingles is. He's one of the best role players in the league, if not the best role player. Joe Ingles and Royce O'Neale. Royce O'Neale, I have talked about him in a separate video, was the best role players in the league right now, and I could make another video just on him. So I want to say Joe Ingles and Royce O'Neale are, Joe Ingles could get hurt, and I'll admit, I feel like Joe Ingles being hurt wouldn't be as a big as an effect as Royce O'Neale being hurt, because I feel like Royce O'Neale, they handed the torch from Joe Ingles to Royce O'Neale for like what they want to do, because even Royce O'Neale is starting to get his assists up. Yeah, I know it's 2.5. He's only dishing out, but Royce O'Neale has slowly became a better passer every season, increasing his assist total. But Joe Ingles still, if he were to get hurt, I feel like this would really hurt the Utah Jazz. It wouldn't threaten their season, but it would affect them to the point Georges Niang could step up and do a poor man's version of Joe Ingles. But Joe Ingles is this Swiss Army that when somebody isn't doing their job or their shots aren't falling, put in Joe Ingles. He's going to hit those shots, and the Utah Jazz love him for that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this if you're a Utah Jazz fan. If you're not, I did love talking about this young man. But that's it for me today, guys. My jewel just fell. I want to go get high. Another NBA prospect video out tomorrow. I'm going to go get high and drunk. And I think that's done for today. Peace out.